Good morning, America. Fighter jets scramble overnight. President Trump reacts to that drawing in Epstein's birthday book and a viral travel mix-up. Breaking overnight, massive escalation. NATO scrambles jets to shoot down Russian drones after they violate Polish airspace. This morning, the fallout, the airports closed, the damage, and what's next?
Pushing back. Overnight, President Trump responding to the signed birthday message to Jeffrey Epstein, saying it's not from him.
It's nonsense.
Now, what he's saying about the possibility of meeting with Epstein's victims as lawmakers work to make all the Epstein files public.
Deadly strike. New details this morning after Israel's attack in Qatar targeting Hamas leaders.
There are embassies here, an international school, a major shopping mall.
The U.S. ally saying it wasn't warned by Washington until 10 minutes after the attack. Our James Longman is on the scene.
Overboard.
Oh, what's going on in the stacks?
The investigation and tough cleanup after dozens of containers fell off a ship and into the water.
New details overnight after a body was found in the trunk of an impounded car registered to a chart-topping singer, and what happened at his performance overnight.
Mystery in the sky. Newly released video raising questions, appearing to show a U.S. missile bouncing off a flying object.
Interrogation tapes. The father of three who faked his own death.
I guess everything kind of hinged on me dying in the lake.
Explaining how he did it.
The whole idea was to sell the death.
What he revealed about the scam.
Lost in translation?
Is that where we're going?
No.
Nice? No? Where are we going?
How two American tourists who thought they were going to France
Destination. I don't know.
ended up in the wrong continent.
And do you like Apple? Well, Becky is taking us inside Apple's big new launch.
It's so thin that when you hold it from the side, it almost looks like a pen.
From the thin iPhone Air to live translation with AirPods.
Do you think we might someday see a folding iPhone?
And our exclusive with an Apple exec about what the future has in store.
Cheese!
Plus, wait until you see how Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are teaming up again. You know we've got the details. How do you like dim apples?
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. How do you like them apples?
Dim apples.
Dim apples. Okay. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Classic scene. Busy Wednesday morning. We have a lot to get to, including that groundbreaking initiative by one state, the first to announce free universal child care. We're going to tell you how it's going to work.
But we're going to begin with the breaking news overnight. NATO scrambling jets after Russia violated Polish airspace, shooting down drones targeting Ukraine. Foreign correspondent Tom Soupy Burge is tracking the latest for us. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, top officials here in Europe calling this the biggest violation of NATO airspace by Russia since the war in Ukraine began. And for the first time, Poland, a key NATO ally of the US, shooting down Russian drones breaching its airspace, calling some of those drones a direct threat. Overnight, a massive Russian drone attack on Ukraine spilling into Poland. NATO allies scrambling F-35 and F-16 jets, the alliance's defensive protocols kicking in. Poland saying 19 Russian drones violating its airspace. Dutch and Polish warplanes downing at least 4 of those drones, which were considered a direct threat. Polish officials seen inspecting the wreckage of a Russian drone, the roof of a residential building badly damaged in eastern Poland. A Polish general saying one of the uncrewed aircraft, which are normally fitted with a large payload, shot down 180 miles from Poland's border with Ukraine. Poland temporarily closing airports, but reporting no injuries. That breach of Polish airspace sparking condemnation from European leaders. Poland holding emergency meetings this morning, consulting with NATO allies, calling it a deliberate provocation, saying Moscow is waging war with the whole Western world and warning of the risk of open conflict with Russia. Guys, Polish officials saying some of those Russian drones flew into Poland from Russia's ally, Belarus. Now, Belarus and Russia are due to hold joint military exercises in Belarus near to Poland's border in the coming days. All eyes now, of course, on how President Trump will react. George?
Tom Soupy Burge, thanks. We're going to get the latest on the battle over the Epstein files and the fallout over the suggestive birthday note to Jeffrey Epstein, apparently signed by Donald Trump. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the story. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Georgia. We are finally hearing from the president himself. He is adamant that the signature on this note is not his. But President Trump is struggling to shake this clamor over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And now he's dismissing the whole thing as a, quote, dead issue. Overnight, the president insisting the signed birthday message for Jeffrey Epstein that bears his name is forged.
It's not my signature, and it's not the way I speak. And anybody that's covered me for a long time know that's not my language. It's nonsense.
The letter, included in a compilation for Epstein's 50th birthday, shows the crudely drawn outline of a woman's body around a typed message, including the lines, "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that?" And ending with this, "A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret." The typed signature reads Donald J. Trump, and underneath, in a scrawl in thick black marker, a handwritten Donald. The president adamant that's not his signature. The White House now even suggesting they'd be open to bringing in a handwriting expert to prove it.
Sure, we would support that.
On Capitol Hill, many Republicans, including the chair of the Oversight Committee, are falling in line, backing the president's denials.
The president says he did not sign it, so I take the president at his word.
While Democrats argue Trump, who initially claimed the letter didn't exist at all, is lying.
I have yet to meet a single person on Capitol Hill who privately says that that was not Donald Trump's signature.
Now, the president's repeated claims that this is all just a, quote, hoax have only further infuriated Epstein's victims. Asked if he'd be willing to meet with them, the president said he doesn't like anyone being hurt or abused, but he hasn't thought about it. George.
And Mary, on another front, a judge has blocked the president's attempts to fire a member of the Federal Reserve Board.
Yeah, and George, this is a blow to the president. A federal judge blocking his attempts to fire Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. The president has tried to oust her over allegations she falsified mortgage documents, even though she has not been charged with a crime. Her lawyers, though, argue this is just a politically motivated attempt for the president to appoint loyalists to the board as he pressures the Fed to lower interest rates. In her ruling, the judge stating the president hasn't provided sufficient cause for this firing, even going so far as to call the president's arguments absurd. Now, for now, Lisa Cook is allowed to continue serving in the role as this legal battle plays out, and we are told that the administration now plans to appeal. George.
Mary Bruce, thanks. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. We're going to go overseas now to the fallout over Israel's deadly strike targeting Hamas leaders in Qatar, a key U.S. ally. Our chief international correspondent, Jane Longman, is on the scene in Doha. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. Israel took the world by surprise yesterday when it bombed Doha, targeting those Hamas leaders. I think it's fair to say there is a sense of shock and disbelief in this region. Qatar is a key U.S. ally, a partner to try to find a peace deal in Gaza. And yet all this seems to have happened without any real warning at all.
New details this morning surrounding Israel's stunning surprise attack on Hamas leaders in Qatar, a strong American ally. Video circulating online shows the moment of the strike. People fleeing for cover. Locals report hearing multiple explosions, as many as 15 Israeli jets involved.
It's a busy residential neighborhood. There are embassies here, an international school, a major shopping mall. This strike has sent shockwaves throughout the Middle East.
The strike causing international outcry. Qatar condemning the attack.
The first call we had from an American official was at 3:56, which is 10 minutes after the attack,
calling it state terrorism and accusing Israel of sabotaging ceasefire talks. Israel says it was entirely justified, though Hamas called it a failure, claiming that none of its leaders were killed. Instead, they say it only killed security guards and the son of a Hamas leader, as well as a member of the Qatari security forces. The White House says it learned about the mission shortly before it began, though not early enough to warn the Qataris. President Trump says he's not happy and that the strike failed to advance Israeli or American goals.
I'm not thrilled about the whole situation. It's not a good situation. But I will say this, we want the hostages back, but we are not thrilled about the way that went down today.
Now, some of the families of the hostages have also spoken out against this strike, worried that it now further endangers their loved ones in Gaza. And now the IDF is on the march to Gaza City, planning to occupy it. Feels like a peace deal is as far away as ever.
So tense, such tense times there. All right, James, our thanks to you. Now to the manhunt underway in New York for a man who police say killed an elderly couple by setting them on fire inside their Queens home. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky is here with more on that. Good morning, Aaron.
And good morning to you, Robin. The suspect went door to door in this neighborhood asking for help. The kindly couple that let him in is now dead, and the hunt is on for someone considered armed and dangerous.
Overnight, investigators returning to the burned-out home of an elderly couple murdered, robbed, and set on fire, police say, by a suspect with a 30-year criminal record.
The suspect's MO is to go door to door, asking for some kind of assistance until he can gain entry.
Police say the suspect, Jamel McGriff, told homeowners his cell phone was dead and needed to be charged. At least one turned him away before 76-year-old Frank Olton let him in.
The nicest neighbors you could ever ask for.
This video allegedly shows McGriff entering the home just after 10 a.m. and around 3:30 in the afternoon, the residence was on fire. Black smoke can be seen billowing from the window and door. Police say the suspect remained in the house for almost 5 hours, stabbing Olton, tying him to a basement pole, and setting him on fire. His wife, 77-year-old Maureen Olton, was found elsewhere in the house, severely burned.
Very chilling. It's scary.
Everyone's startled. Everyone's scared. They don't feel safe at all.
A neighbor called the couple's son, an FDNY paramedic who found his parents dead and the home in flames, blackened furniture littering the yard. The suspect seen in this surveillance video walking from the home carrying bags police suspect contained items stolen from the house.
The suspect had no connection to the elderly couple that lived here. He's on parole for robbery, wanted for multiple other violent robberies, and is a level 3 sex offender. Anyone who sees him, George, police are telling to just call, do not approach. George?
Aaron Katersky, thanks. We return now to the investigation. After dozens of shipping containers fell off a cargo ship, suspending operations yesterday at the port of Long Beach in California. Trevor Ault is on the scene. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. And some of these falling containers are still stacked in precarious positions this morning. According to port officials, this began when some straps that were holding the containers were released. A few of them started to fall, and then it was a cascade of dozens crashing into the port.
Oh, what's going on the stacks?
Take a look at the stunning moment. Dozens of cargo containers go tumbling off a ship at California's Port of Long Beach.
It looks like dominoes. It looks like once one portion started to fall, then more fell.
We're still investigating the cause and why the containers fell off the ship. We're just working to stabilize everything, and we're not clear on how long it's going to take, but we are working as fast as we can to clear it up.
We've learned the ship, the Mississippi, had just arrived Tuesday morning from China, carrying hundreds of those cargo containers.
Look at how they're teetering right on the edge there. This is the backside of the ship.
The containers piling up in the water, shoes and clothes seen floating on the surface. The port's cargo operations suspended as workers rushed in to keep it contained.
You see the fireboat, Long Beach fireboat there, I think that's their fireboat, using the water pressure to try and push some of those containers back to the corner where they want to keep them before they may sink.
Port officials say no one was hurt, but this morning the cleanup could prove difficult.
One or two would be an accident, you know, just getting a little too fast with the crane, but something like this is probably a major error somewhere.
And these containers were filled with goods for retailers like Walmart, Costco, Target. A lot of those containers are now being held in place in the water by buoys, but we do know several of them sank, and that will take a massive effort to pull them back up. Michael?
Yeah, a lot of work ahead for them, Trevor. Thank you so much for that. We're going to turn to now to never-before-seen video released by a member of Congress that appears to show a missile bouncing off a flying object being tracked off the coast of Yemen. It's raised a lot of questions out there, and this morning, Gio Benitez has more for us. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Michael, good morning. I mean, look how fast this thing is moving right here. Now, the congressman who obtained the video hasn't said how he got this video, but it raises many questions, like you said, especially because that missile was fired at the flying object and apparently did very little damage. This morning, a striking new video taken in 2024 off the coast of Yemen, a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone tracking a glowing orb as it flies over the water. Watch as a different U.S. drone fires a Hellfire missile at the orb, but the missile appears to bounce off it. The orb seems to just fly away unfazed. It was shown at a congressional hearing Tuesday on unexplained anomalous phenomena. That's the official name for UFOs. Several service members there, lawmakers asking them to react to the video.
Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
All right, and we went to the Department of Defense asking for comment. A spokesperson said this: "I have nothing for you." That's all they would say, and would not confirm if there was ever an incident off the coast of Yemen. Very interesting, guys. Unexplained.
Yeah.
I can add a yes about being scared.
You beat me to it. I was there with you. Thank you, Gio. Another about face from Cracker Barrel following backlash from customers about the new look. Sam, you going to tell us about this?
Yeah, you can see here that customers get a chance to flex their power, right? I mean, we spend the money, we should decide where we are, right? And I think Cracker Barrel, the staple of an American road trip, has now announced that it will not be moving forward with another part of its controversial redesign. Some would call this flavorless remodeling plan after customers voiced their displeasure. Cracker Barrel's more than 600 locations were known for being packed with that kind of organized clutter. You know, you've been in there. All sorts of American memorabilia right there. So initially, the remodel of just 4 restaurants went for a more streamlined look. But that didn't go over with customers. Take a look. You can see the changes here, right? So look at one side, look at the other. It kind of looks like just a regular clean dining room, right? So weeks of social media outrage, Cracker Barrel reversed course, saying in a statement, "We heard clearly the modern remodeled design does not reflect what you love about Cracker Barrel. The vintage Americana you always love will be here." The reversal comes swiftly on the heels after another one just weeks ago. Remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Where the new logo was revealed, and you can see it there. So as we told you on Good Morning America, after customer disapproval, Uncle Herschel came back to the logo. And now that organized clutter is back in the stores. Bottom line for us, highway road trippers, the Cracker Barrel that we know and love is back, and the company says this time to stay.
See, what happened was...
If you think about it, that's some great marketing.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of attention.
Exactly.
I mean, they spent a lot of money on it, but yeah, but they got a lot of attention too.
You know what? The attention was worth more than anything they spent, trust me.
Okay. Coming up, we got a popular singer taking the stage overnight after a body was found in the trunk of an impounded car registered to that performer.
Also ahead, we have new details on a dad who faked his own death. We're now hearing him explain how he did it in newly obtained video of his interview with detectives.
Also ahead, Becky Worley's Inside Apple's big reveal. Hey, Becky.
Hey, George, I spoke exclusively with a top executive about Apple's new tech, from the thinnest iPhone ever to the new real-time translation feature on AirPods. I even got my hands on some of this gear. That is all coming up, too.
Whole break, we were talking about Cracker Barrel. Who's going to go next? We'll be right back.
Back here on GMA, of course, that is Ariana Grande with her hit, "We Can't Be Friends." And the Grammy winner is doing something for the first time in 7 years, and Sam will have more in Pop News.
Big reveal coming up. First new at 7:30. Overseas, unrest in Nepal. Parliament was set on fire during protest after the deaths of 19 anti-corruption protesters. The Prime Minister has resigned. Also, Ford is recalling nearly 1.5 million vehicles due to a rear-view camera issue that could cause a blank or distorted screen when driving in reverse. Of course, that increases the risk of a crash. The recall includes multiple models from 2015 to 2019, including Lincoln Navigator, Ford Mustang, Ranger, Expedition, and several F-Series trucks.
Also, the latest on Eagles superstar Jalen Carter after spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. The league says since he was ejected from the season opener before it even started, that counts as a one-game suspension. He's also fined more than $57,000. That's some good news for Eagles fans out there. And would you like to live in a piece of Hollywood haunted history? Well, now you can, Robin. The Conjuring House in Burrillville, Rhode Island is up for sale at $1.2 million. It's gone into foreclosure, and will be auctioned off on Halloween. Of course, there is no price I would pay. I won't even go visit if you bought it.
We'll keep that in mind.
One less bidder.
Yeah.
And now to the investigation after a grim discovery inside the car of a singer with a huge following on Spotify. Police say a decomposing body was found inside an impounded Tesla registered to the singer. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is in Los Angeles with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. We are talking about a musician with more listeners on Spotify than the Rolling Stones or Pharrell Williams. But law enforcement sources telling me the details are thin. They only know that a woman's body was found in that car in Hollywood, registered to the musician David. And right now, they have no suspect, not even a person of interest.
Overnight critically acclaimed musician David taking the stage even as he finds himself at the center of a death investigation after police found a body in a car registered in his name. LAPD officers making the gruesome discovery in the front trunk of an impounded 2023 Tesla in a tow yard in Hollywood on Monday afternoon, following reports of an odor coming from near the vehicle. Police say the car had been at the property for a couple of days, and what police are calling human remains had been placed inside a bag. And overnight, the medical examiner saying those remains belonged to a woman whose body was, quote, severely decomposed, but had been about 5'2", with wavy black hair, wearing a tube top and yellow stud earrings.
The key to this case is identifying the person that was found in the Tesla. How is that person, if they are, connected to this Tesla? How did David's car get to this location in Hollywood Hills? When was the last time he saw it?
20-year-old David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, known for hits like Feel It and Romantic Homicide, has over 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify. He recently spoke about his success with our Gio Benitez.
It's such a blessing to be able to express myself and release my art and help people around the world.
Enforcement sources have been extremely careful to point out that David has many vehicles registered under his name, driven by any number of people at any given time, and that they won't really know anything until the coroner makes a determination on the manner of death, and that could take several more days, guys.
Yeah, a lot of questions to be answered, Matt. Wow. All right, thank you for bringing that to us. Going to go now to new details on a Wisconsin father of 3 who faked his own death to go overseas. Well, new video shows him explaining to detectives how he did it. And Janae Norman is here with the story for us. Good morning, Janae.
Michael, good morning. He had a wife of 22 years and 3 kids who, along with law enforcement, thought the worst had happened when he didn't come back from a fishing trip. Now a new video shows Ryan Borgwart telling officers he didn't, quote, think there's anything that was a lie as he faked his death and fled the country.
I guess everything kind of hinged on me dying in the lake.
This morning, we're hearing from the Wisconsin father of 3 who faked his own death at a lake, then fled the country. Ryan Borgwart, for the first time, in his own words, explaining how and why he did it.
If you come to the lake and 10 minutes later you realize I'm not there, then you're not going to look for me, you're going to look elsewhere.
So, I mean, essentially it was in an effort to create as much of a layer of secrecy as possible. Is that fair to say?
I mean, sorry. I'm not. I guess I'm not. Yeah, I guess. Obviously, the whole idea was to sell the death.
As 46-year-old Borgwart serves his 3-month sentence for obstructing an officer, ABC News has obtained new records and video, including a 3-hour interview with detectives after he turned himself in last December. Borgwart telling investigators he needed to flip over his kayak to make a routine summer fishing trip look like a deadly disaster.
So I had a duffel bag, a tool box, a tackle box. I had a lot of things on that kayak. It's not a super big kayak, and the waves were, I don't know, it was just like I was fumbling around a lot that night. I thought the last thing I need now is to actually die.
Borgwart's disappearance set off a frantic search and made national headlines. Investigators would soon learn his name had been checked by law enforcement in Canada a day after he was reported missing. These photos showing him crossing the border.
Countless times I said, why am I doing this? But I kept going. I just kind of kept going and going.
He'd eventually book a flight to Paris and end up in the country of Georgia. Investigators discovered that before he left, he had cleared his internet browsers, inquired about moving funds to foreign banks, and obtained a new passport. According to authorities, Borgward had also been communicating with a woman from Uzbekistan whom he met online. Police believe once they established contact with him, their pleas to return to his family ultimately brought him home. The husband and father apologizing at his sentencing last month. He pleaded no contest.
I deeply regret the actions that I did that night and all the pain that I caused my family and friends.
So he told investigators that he used an inflatable child raft after flipping his kayak and then rode an electric bike 66 miles on his journey to start a new life with the woman he'd met online. He pleaded no contest to obstructing an officer and has agreed to pay $30,000 to recoup, but law enforcement's been searching for him, guys. It's a head scratcher for all of us. Imagine his family.
He was so casual in that question.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, Janae, thank you. Now, with an exclusive, Becky Worley spoke to a top Apple executive about what's in store for the future as the company unveiled the latest iPhones and more big upgrades. You're going to tell us all about it. Good morning, Becky.
I am, Rob, and it was a big spectacle in the Steve Jobs Theater yesterday. I heard a collective ooh as Apple announced a very thin phone, the iPhone Air, but new health and safety features in AirPods, and the Apple Watch also getting a lot of buzz.
Thin is in. The iPhone Air debuting in Apple's annual fall product announcements.
Powerful, yet so thin and light, it seems to disappear in your hands.
At 5.6 millimeters thin, the phone is roughly 2/3 the width of the iPhone 16. It's so thin that when you hold it from the side, it almost looks like a pen. But with this many design changes and being pared down, it really raises questions about the battery life.
We innovated with that top area that houses your camera typically. We call that the camera plateau, and that's actually precision milled, and we have put so many components up there, including the A19 Pro chip for the first time.
And by moving things around, Apple says they've been able to optimize the phone's battery life. The thinner design has some wondering if Apple could follow in Android's design steps. Do you think we might someday see a folding iPhone?
I don't know. We'll have to see what the future holds, Becky. But we're so excited with what we have with iPhone Air and everything else today.
The newly announced iPhone 17 and 17 Pro also seeing big upgrades to the screen, the design, and both cameras. The front-facing camera hasn't had an upgrade in a while, but it's one of the most used features on the iPhone.
iPhone users took more than 500 billion selfies last year, so you're absolutely right.
Now the front cameras are upgraded to 18 megapixels with an improved sensor that seamlessly switches orientation. Of course, you can take a selfie in portrait mode, but now you can take one in landscape. And using AI, you can tell the phone, hey, when my friends join in, come on in, guys. It automatically switches to include everyone. Cheese! And despite tariffs, prices surprisingly in line with past products. Other upgrades worth noting, the Apple Watch can now detect high blood pressure after a month of readings. And some AirPod models can now track your heart rate, and maybe the coolest feature,
Hola, bienvenida. Hi. Hoy todos los claveles.
hello, welcome. Real-time translation in your ears as you listen to someone speak in a foreign language.
Com certeza. O cliente vai adorar ver isso.
Definitely. The client will love that.
Apple says that live translation will also work on the AirPods Pro 2 that are already out. Many of you have them through a software update. And they say if both people are wearing AirPods, they can translate in both directions. Each person hears the conversation in their own language. 5 languages now, 4 more by the end of the year. And guys, all these products will be available by September 19th.
Launch day is like Christmas Day for you, isn't it? Oh, Becky.
Ooh, this is a cool one.
I know. Thanks for sharing all that with us. Now, with the travel mishap that went viral on TikTok, getting millions and millions and millions of views online, got to tell us this.
All right, we'll call this an adventure. It involves 2 friends, 1 plane, a very big miscommunication. So imagine that you're on the way to Nice, France, you think. You fall asleep at the airport, you race to the gate, and then you find out you actually have no idea where your plane is headed, but it sounds vaguely familiar. Two American 20-somethings on a girls' trip through Europe find out the hard way the difference between Tunis and Tunis.
Where's Tunisia? I don't know. Is that Africa? I don't know, Brittany.
Hannah Kraft and Brittany DeZallo tell us they thought they were flying to Nice, France, only to discover their plane was on the way to Tunis, a completely different continent, Tunis, Tunisia, in North Africa. The travel video garnering more than 28 million views on TikTok.
Where's Tunis?
This is Rome, sorry. Hello.
We're going to Africa?
The journey begins when they missed their EasyJet flight to Nice at the Rome airport.
Why are we always running?
We explained that we needed a new flight to Nice. When we said that, he was like, oh yeah, flight to Nice. I have one in like 3 hours. And we said, okay, great.
If Hannah or Brittany had double-checked their boarding pass, they would have seen that the destination was clearly marked Tunis. But instead, they napped in the lounge, waking up with just minutes to spare.
We were like, okay, well, we can't miss this flight again. Finally get to the gate, but because it was just so chaotic, we really didn't have much time to think deeply when everyone's saying, oh, how did you not know that you were going to Tunis?
We didn't look at any screens.
Once on board, the friends finally realized Tunis became Tunis.
I think something that we learned is honestly to just enjoy the moment.
Just roll with it.
Just to laugh about it. Life's life.
Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Traveling with friends has always been some of my favorite memories. Now, the girls finally made it to Nice. Now they're in Switzerland, where no doubt their adventures will continue. We tried Tunis Air, where all this took place, but we haven't heard back from them yet. It's always good to know where you're going, but sometimes as a world traveler, it's also good just to wander, but it's still good to know where you're going.
Yes, I mean, I like wandering, but I mean, there's more to this.
We'll be right back.
Being quiet.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Breaking news. Kamala Harris writes in the first excerpt of her book, 107 Days, that it was recklessness for President Biden alone to make the decision to run for re-election.
Royal reconciliation? All eyes on Prince Harry while he's back in the UK to see if he'll meet with his father, King Charles. And what about Harry and Prince William? First on GMA, Snapchat's new safety feature. How it can help protect teens on social media, giving them the tools to navigate dangerous situations.
And the secret's out. Meet the new Bachelorette. The Montauk and Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star, ready to hand out roses. As we say, good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America.
It's a tasty tune right there. Good morning, America. You know, it's Tori Johnson's birthday week.
Yes.
But we all get to celebrate and celebrate her. She's back this morning with some more great deals and steals of products for small businesses this morning, starting as low as $9.
And I hear 2 of them free shipping.
That's even better.
We love that. Plus, Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Tara Narula is here to break down a new report about GLP-1s, you know, those popular weight loss drugs, and the new hope about keeping the weight off once you stop taking
There's
them.
a new report on those drugs every single day. It's incredible. First look at the top stories breaking today. We start with Kamala Harris, writing that it was recklessness for President Biden alone to make a decision to run for re-election in her new memoir. Chief Washington correspondent John Carl has the latest. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. This is a remarkable turnaround for Kamala Harris, really a mea culpa. She is saying that Democrats made a big mistake by allowing Joe Biden to make the decision himself about running for president again. Here's what she writes. This is in an excerpt out this morning in The Atlantic. It's Joe and Jill's decision. We all said that like a mantra, as if we'd been hypnotized. Was it grace or was it recklessness? In retrospect, I think it was recklessness. The stakes were simply too high. This wasn't a choice that should have been left to an individual's ego and individual's ambition. What is remarkable, George, about this is that Kamala Harris never suggested, either publicly or privately, that Biden shouldn't run again or that he should drop out of the race. She never did that before he dropped out. Also, for the first time in this excerpt, Harris expresses deep resentment towards the Biden White House. She says the president's advisors fed negative stories about her in the press, that they refused to defend her against attacks from Republicans, and that they never really gave her a chance to succeed as vice president. On one point, though, she actually defends Biden. She dismisses those who say that he was incapable of serving as president. She says that at 81, Biden got tired, but that at his worst day, he was better than Donald Trump on his best day. Robin?
All right. Our thanks to you, John. A lot of people are going to be talking about that. We appreciate it. Now, the first state in the nation to guarantee no-cost universal child care. Elizabeth Schulze is here with those details. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, Robin. This is a groundbreaking initiative in New Mexico offering free child care to all residents in the state. Starting November 1st, all New Mexico families, regardless of their income, will be eligible for child care assistance for infants and toddlers. There also won't be any co-pays. This is expected to save the typical family more than $12,000 per year. New Mexico Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham saying in a statement, by investing in universal child care, we are giving families financial relief, supporting our economy, and ensuring that every child has the opportunity to grow and thrive. As always, the big question here is how to pay for this. The governor is requesting an additional $120 million in funding at the next legislative session. And some state Republicans are now questioning if giving higher income people free child care makes sense. They're calling this nannies for millionaires. There's also the reality of a shortage of child care workers. So New Mexico is offering incentives to child care centers to encourage them to try to boost worker pay. Really trying to set a model here for other states in this issue that's so important for so many families, Michael.
Yeah, that sure is an important issue. Thank you so much for that, Elizabeth. We're going to turn now to a story you are seeing first on GMA. Snapchat announced a new feature to help teens stay safe while using the popular app. Rebecca Jarvis has the details for us. Good morning, Rebecca.
Hello, Michael. Good morning, guys. It's nice to see everyone. Snapchat, as you know, is one of the most popular social media apps used by teens today. And as concerns for online safety are growing, the company is announcing a first of its kind solution. They help keep kids safe on their app. Take a look.
This morning, Snapchat introducing a new way to teach teens about how to stay safe on its app.
We built this program to help you learn about some of the risks that come with using online platforms.
It's a program they call The Keys, a guide to digital safety.
We're looking to ignite critical thinking in teens' brains.
The Keys are an interactive course aimed at educating teens on bullying, illicit drug activity, nude and intimate images, and sextortion. The 45-minute program can be done in multiple settings and presents teens and their parents with realistic, dangerous scenarios, offering resources on how to navigate them.
If an intimate photo of you is shared, there are steps you can take to help protect yourself.
There are going to be people that are up to no good. And we want to get ahead of that, get proactive by having parents and teens have conversations about some of the most serious risks that are out there across the digital spaces.
Snapchat joining other social media companies in this move to keep teens safe. TikTok previously expanding its family pairing feature, earlier this year giving parents more control. And this summer, Meta introducing new safety features for teen accounts.
Snap says they hope this new program will help teens learn critical thinking when it comes to online safety so they can recognize a problem situation before it becomes dangerous and then use the best approach to stay safe. But this just reiterates how important it is for parents to be talking to their kids about these safety issues overall when they're using social media.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks.
Coming up in our GMA morning menu, Prince Harry on his trip back to the UK, but will he see his father, King Charles? We're live at Buckingham Palace.
Also ahead, Dr. Narula is here to talk about the new report on GLP-1s and the new hope surrounding maintaining weight loss after you stop taking them.
Plus, a new dose of reality. Meet the secret lives of Mormon wives stars set to hand out roses on The Bachelorette. And Sam, you're with a special guest.
Very special. Melinda French Gates is here, and it always lifts my spirits when you're here. You're here for a big announcement. It has to do with women's health. I just love when you're here. I can't wait to have the conversation. We'll be right back.
A little rainy out there.
Allie just told me she was walking figgy in the park. She says it's raining now. We had confirmation. We're back with our GMA cover story. Prince Harry is back in the UK, with many wondering if he's going to see King Charles for the first time in more than a year. Lama Hassan is at Buckingham Palace with the latest. Good morning, Lama.
Yeah, good morning to you, George. That's right. It is now day 2 of seeing both Prince Harry and Prince William out and about. The brothers have been busy with engagements in different parts of the UK, competing for press coverage for their good causes. Today, William is visiting a mental health hub and Harry a centre for blast injuries. Dubbed in the British press as the warring princes, there's no sign of reconciliation between the pair so far. Harry is back in the UK for a short trip, boosting the charities over here that he is still involved with, announcing a $1.5 million donation to children in need. And he seems like he's on good form for this whirlwind visit. But we still don't know the answer to the question that has followed him all trip. Will he see his father, the King? Harry hasn't seen King Charles since February last year when he announced his cancer diagnosis, and the King is still undergoing treatment. Harry says that he wants to reconcile. So will this be the trip to try? We will keep you up to date, guys.
We're hoping so.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah. Thank you, Lana. Let's go to Michael.
Hey, thank you, George. Now to a new report out this morning that indicates people who use those popular GLP-1 medications may be able to keep some of the weight off once they stop using those medications. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Narula, is here with more. And Doc, please tell us what this new report says.
This is such helpful information. You know, yesterday in my office, I saw 2 patients who asked me this very question. If I start on the GLPs, do I have to stay on them forever? People want to know, can they come off? So this report looked at over 188,000 patients who were taking GLPs for at least 90 days and lost about 5 pounds of weight. Then they stopped the GLPs and they looked at what happened to their weight over the next 2 years. And they found, Michael, that about 50 to 60% either maintained their weight loss or lost more weight by 2 years. Only about 20 to 30% regained the weight. And in fact, of that 50 to 60% who maintained and lost, 20 to 30% doubled their weight loss by 2 years. So this is very helpful information for us as physicians to be able to inform our patients. I think people want to know this. It seemed consistent across ages and genders. And one other interesting thing in the report is that most of the weight loss that happened occurred in the first year. After that first year, it was really more of a plateau.
So if you stop taking it, how do you keep the weight off?
That's a great question. And I think, again, obviously diet and lifestyle always come into play. So you want to eat a healthy diet full of protein and fiber. You want to exercise. But I think the other big question is there something about the GLP medications that is almost changing the physiology, whether it's your metabolism, your hormones, even your brain chemistry a little bit more permanently? We know that, as we talked about yesterday, there are benefits even in addiction. So could there be something about the medicines themselves that's helping people maintain that weight loss? I have a lot of patients who have gone from taking the GLPs every week to every month or every 3 months as a way to kind of maintain. We do see that if you taper off over about 9 weeks, that might help you maintain the weight loss. And we've talked a lot about an oral pill that may be coming out on the market. And for many people, that may be an option to transition at least off the injections.
There is literally something every day.
There is. The GLPs is never ending.
Yeah, but you have some great news to share with us yourself, Doc.
I do.
Tell us about your book that's coming out in January.
I'm so excited to announce this has been a labor of love, The Healing Power of Resilience. The book is going to be published on January 20th, 2026. It's available for pre-order now. And, you know, I have been just a student of resilience and fascinated by it as a human being. I've seen it in the stories that we cover in our journalism world and as a doctor in my patients. And I really wanted to do this book to help empower people to realize that not only are we innately resilient, the majority of us, but that you can build it. There are easy skills that we've learned in the world of psychology that can help empower people no matter what challenges they face in their life to really thrive. And the other reason is, as a physician, you know, what I realized is we're missing this in how we practice medicine. When I tell a patient you've just had a major heart attack, or they learn they've had breast cancer or any other major medical diagnosis, that is a traumatic event. And unfortunately, we don't do a great job in helping surround our patients with the skills and tools to say, even though you've had this traumatic event happen, we can help you move forward. And that's what the healing power of resilience is about. We give you tangible, easy steps to follow, how to take a stress response and turn it into a resilient response.
Boy, what can't you do, Doc? That's what I always wondered. You're amazing. Thank you so much, and congrats on the book.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to everybody getting a chance to read it. Now we're going to go to pop news with our guy Sam. What's up, Sam?
Hey, Michael, come on over here. I love that, though, resilience. I think it resonated with all of us.
I have an advanced copy, and you learn so much about Dr. Narula as well. Not just about resilience, but it's a beautiful book.
Can't wait to read it. All right, Robin already took the best phrase. How about dim apple? So let's begin pop news this morning with some wicked awesome news from a couple of Boston besties. besties. They're reuniting. You know who we're talking about. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, the dynamic duo, are teaming up once again to star and produce a movie called The Rip. Now, it's inspired by true events, and the trailer just dropped minutes ago. Come on in, Michael. I can read around it. The movie is about a team, well, now I can't, of Miami cops who discovered millions in cash on a bus. And soon, everything's called into question, including who they can rely on. The cast includes Emmy winners like Kyle Chandler and Stephen Yeun, Tiana Taylor, and more. The Rip hits Netflix on January 16th. Here's the clip.
How much was the tip that came in? 300 grand. That's a $20 million rip. It'd be so much easier if we just stole this money. I swear to God.
You should just take whatever money you want and walk away before this goes really bad for all of us.
And now I understand the title, The Rip, right? All right, how about some Ariana Grande? Because, just because. Well, it turns out we can all be friends because of Ariana Grande. She's headed back on tour for the first time in 7 years. And listen to this, she's doing something big for her fans. The singer is opting out of dynamic ticket pricing, which means these tickets will not fluctuate. Wow. And Parade.com said there were 6 million people in queue for the pre-sales of hers. So imagine how those prices could have changed. Dynamic Prices uses algorithms to determine the price for concert tickets based on the demand and can send those prices soaring. We've all seen it. Fans posting screenshots from pre-sale that confirm ticket prices have been determined in advance and will range anywhere from $75 to $799 and will stay right there. Thank you, Ariana Grande.
Yes.
Right?
Because they could skyrocket so easily.
And you see the queue number when you're sitting there. You've got 1 million people in queue, and you know those prices are going to change. All right. Ariana also added 9 new shows to the North American leg of her tour to meet demand of her Eternal Sunshine tour. It kicks off in Oakland, California on June 6, 2026. General on sale starts today. And the prices will stay where they are. Finally, this morning, the best way to wake up is just throw on some 80s music. So let's just throw on some 80s music. Right now, I've got the back scrubber in my hand. I'm singing. So why are we taking a trip down memory lane? Well, to have fun, just because. But we do have a reason. St. Elmo's Fire is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and the Brat Pack is returning to the big screen. It starred Demi Moore, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Andrew McCarthy, Judd Nelson. Don't forget Ali Sheedy and Mare Winningham. Let's just say it. The movie rocks. St. Elmo's Fire will be shown exclusively in theaters for 1 week, starting October 17th. That's fun.
Yeah. Now to Deals and Steals, and we are celebrating Tori Johnson's birthday all week.
Thank you,
and
guys.
this morning she has products from small businesses.
Yes, starting with some carbs. But as we were reading from Wild Grain,
not all carbs are created equally, Sam.
That's right. That's right. So these are the good ones. You can enjoy warm, fresh baked artisanal goods from your own oven without the hard work. He's going for the apple cider donuts. Yeah, so no, it's hard to resist these.
It is.
So we've got the apple cider donuts. We also have this croissant loaf right here, brioche sandwich loaf, rosemary garlic sourdough. I have to give a shout out to Gary. This is Gary's favorite. I might have to buy him this box and send it to him. So everything bakes in your oven in 25 minutes or less, so you get that warm deliciousness without having to do the hard work of baking from scratch. And as fall's getting so busy, you want to be able to have the good stuff without the hard work. $59 and free shipping.
Free shipping. That is huge.
Yes.
Oh, we love this.
We love geometry. These are our favorite tea towels. We've got more than 15 different fall patterns, brand new. It's a really great way to just like change the look of your kitchen while also getting a functional product, because these are a great absorbent replacement alternative to paper towels. They also will dry without scratching. So this waffle weave is highly absorbent but also delicate. These are $9. They're gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, $9. All right.
So imagine if you had the comfort of a blanket, but that you could wear outdoors, and that was super cute. That's what you get with these Katydid wraps. I know you're a slipper girl, so you're looking at the slippers. I gotta hook you up with some. You're the slipper girl here. But these are also just these really great body wraps, because It's just literally like having a blanket around you, but a little bit of structure. 2 pockets and a hood. Plus, we've got from your head to your feet, we got you covered and cozy on these. All 50%
feels
off.
so good.
Right?
So
it's
good.
Cozy. Okay, how about some Lawless? You and I are both wearing Lawless today, so we're the lip obsessed girls over here. You're wearing
Watermelon.
Tropic and Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yeah, you have the base of Tropic, then this watermelon gloss right here. Elena is obsessed with this line. It's all about plumping, smoothing. We also have, they're really great. This moisturizer is great from them. Really good kind of foundation so that your makeup looks even better. But if you like the plumping without the sting, this is it. Look at those lips.
I know, and it doesn't stay because some plumpers make it.
Exactly.
Give
Give you that little. All 50% off from
'Cause it'll be,
Lawless. Exactly. It's like, okay, it looks good, but I'm in pain. All right, number
Classic.
7. So
Classic.
here's the thing. We're just coming off summer where some people went a little too heavy on the sun without the sunscreen, and so now's the time that we start seeing more people interested in reversing that sun damage. So this particular line, the green boxes, the Future Renew collection, this is the one that you want. And specifically, if I had to shout out one product, the night serum, because the night serum is designed to be supercharged to help with reversing those visible signs of aging, some of which come from sun damage. This is the one, and it does it at your skin's peak revitalization time, which is overnight when you're sleeping. So the green box is great for that, but we've got all the collections depending on your specific skin concerns. All 50% off, starting at $10 for
Always
number 7.
very popular.
Yes. Okay. This is one of my personal favorites.
What is this?
This is Life Pro. This is a sauna blanket. So for me, it's just my 30 minutes of me time. Don't talk to me. Don't bother me. But it heats up. You're gonna sweat it out. Great for just muscle relief, recovery, great for like de-stressing, tension, and because it's heating up your body, it's also going to burn calories, a little added benefit, good for your skin, 50% off plus free shipping on the sauna blanket. And if you missed yesterday, I kept those deals live for you too, because we had really, really, really good birthday deals for you guys yesterday too.
That's the birthday girl. It's her birthday and she keeps giving to us. Thank you so much, Tori. We have partnered with these companies on these great products. You can get them at gmadeals.com. Got our own website for that. Or that QR code that's on your screen right now. Tori, I'm going to see you back here tomorrow. Got some more deals. And we're going to meet the Mom Talk star set to hand out roses on the new season of The Bachelorette.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
You're on. Wait for the music, Sam. All right. Back now with some exciting information. The new Bachelorette, originator of Mom Talk and The Secret Life of Mormon Wives star Taylor Frankie Paul will be handing out the roses as the upcoming Bachelorette season. So Jacqueline Lee sat down with her to talk about the decision to join the show, and now Jacqueline joins us from LA. Hey, Jacqueline, what's up, lady?
Hey, Sam, I know you've been waiting all morning for this. Good morning, guys. Taylor Frankie Paul said her now viral video applying to be the next Bachelorette was a joke. She never thought she'd actually get picked, but she said she manifested it because she wants to get out of her Utah bubble to find love.
This morning, Mom Talk sensation and Mormon Wives star Taylor Frankie Paul is America's next Bachelorette.
How does it feel to be the newest Bachelorette?
Surreal is the only word I can think of, honestly, because it doesn't feel real yet.
Are there certain characteristics you're looking for?
How you treat people is my number one, down to things of like someone in passing by or a neighbor or your server. Another big one is like, does he have to be Mormon? And the answer is no, he doesn't. I would be open to dating outside my religion and learning about new religions and trying them. That's something I've always wanted to do.
Best known for creating Mom Talk, the viral hashtag following Mormon moms' day-to-day lives.
Mom Talk has become a nationwide trend.
At 31 years old, Taylor is a divorced mom of 3. Indy, Ocean, and Ever True, and has gained quite a following on social media with 8 million.
Kids are important. I'm obviously going to ask them, like, are you ready to be involved with 3 children? I think everything can be workable if 2 people want it and they love each other.
But Taylor's journey hasn't been smooth.
The Mormon Mom Talk community scandal.
Facing a swinging scandal and later an aggravated assault charge.
Are you worried that some of the men may have preconceived notions about you?
I'd assume that they have their thoughts on it, but I just want them to come in with an open mind because there are sides that are not shown of me, you know? I learned and grew and took the steps to become where I am today, and there's nothing more I can say on that other than I'm sorry from that time in my life, who I was, and I've tried to only become better.
How do you take all of those challenges from the past and move forward in a new relationship, especially when everything's been public and your life is recorded?
Obviously, starting a relationship on reality TV can be rocky, and I know that going into it because I've experienced it. But I've also seen relationships from my friends on the side that are great. I would love to have that.
Will Mom Talk survive you as the next Bachelorette?
I think so. I think we'll survive this one.
It's the crossover we didn't know we needed. And guys, Taylor says her deal breaker is if a guy does not want to be in her social media videos. She said that's her livelihood. That's how she provides for her kids. The Bachelorette returns next year on ABC and Hulu.
I would have never had a chance.
Other than that,
you got busted by the deal breaker.
Now with a philanthropist, author, and also a dear friend of GMA, as Sam alluded to earlier, Melinda French Gates. Her organization, Pivotal, is focused on expanding women's power and progress. And this morning, Melinda has an announcement to share with us. So glad, always wonderful to see you. We're going to get to the announcement in just a moment, but I want folks to know you have been doing this type of work for more than 2 decades, and that's really focusing on women's health research. So what progress have you seen over the decades, and what work still needs to be done?
Well, we have made some progress for sure in women's reproductive health, in maternal health, not enough. We have more to do. Women's cancer, breast cancer in particular. Yeah. But gosh, there is so much more to do. And I think the thing we don't focus on is really the pain and suffering that women go through over the course of their lives as they live with undiagnosed diseases or they can't find a solution.
I know, and so many times you hear from women who see their doctor and the way that they talk to the woman is not the same as they would talk to a male patient. Let us get to the announcement because Pivotal is the largest funder worldwide for women and girls. So what is the announcement you want to make?
And so this announcement today is $100 million. My organization for women's health, my organization Pivotal Ventures, teamed up with Welcome Leap, who does this kind of research in this space with researchers all over the world. And we're really going to go after women's diseases we haven't looked at. Things like cardiovascular disease, menopause, chronic illnesses. We really can do a lot more research in these areas, and I'm talking in years, not decades, to change women's lives.
Yeah. Did you all hear $100 million? Thank you very much. I know you kind of slipped it by there. I want to make sure that people heard that. That is significant, and that is what's needed. And I'm glad that you said what you did about the different areas, because people, when they think about women's health, they normally think family planning, maternal issues like that. But this, as you alluded to, goes far beyond that. The scope is much bigger than that. Includes that, but bigger.
Right, because we live whole lives,
Thank
right?
you.
And so many of these medical conditions really affect us even in our prime working years. And so women go into the doctor and they can't find a solution or they aren't listened to. And if we advance the research and the medicine, we can treat these women's diseases. We don't need to live 9 years longer than men in a state of not good health. And that's what's happening today.
I know we're living longer, but not in good health. And so this is going to help in that regard. Can I talk to you about your series?
Yes,
Moments That Make Us.
please.
I was very pleased to be a guest. It's when you talk to folks and you really are able to pull so much out of us. Looking back at this series, this season, what really stood out to you?
Yes, I was really struck this season by the 4 guests I interviewed, including you, about how in these moments of transitions in our lives, they're often difficult. Some are beautiful, but some are difficult. You lost your mom. You went through cancer diagnoses. Serena Williams talks about, at the height of her career, having a baby. When we go through these transitions, they are moments of change for us. And if we step in with courage, we can grow so much, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, I really love the episode that you had with her. She is a force of nature. What inspired you to do this? Why did you want to do this?
Well, I turned 60 last year, and I just have met so many women along the way, and I've thought about the many transitions I've made in my life to get to 60, and we all go through transitions. And I thought, you know, if we talk about these as women, we can learn from one another. Jamie Lee Curtis talks about pushing back on body image. How important is that? Incredibly important.
It is very important, as is the message that you are getting out today, $100 million, because we can't wait.
No.
We have to move forward, and people often talk about the need for research and that women's issues, health issues, are not put on the front burner enough.
Do you know of all research in the world, global medical research, 1% goes towards women's issues? And
1%?
1%. And yet if you think of chronic diseases, you know, autoimmune diseases, there's over 100 of them, 80% of them affect women. So why don't we look at the disproportionate effects? Or why don't we look at menopause? Every woman's going to go through it. We need to research that. And we can. And we can make change.
Yeah, with help from you and Pivotal and others who are stepping up to do just that. Melinda, thank you for being such a dear friend to our program. Appreciate you more than you can possibly know. Thank you very much.
We're glad you're with us right here on GMA. And Will, don't step on the B64. That gives me bingo.
Bingo.
Will Gantz is here. Look at this incredible set all around us, but don't stare at the floor because you're going to get a little dizzy. Will's going to take the game to the next level here. How fun is all this?
Subtlety is really my specialty. It's what I'm known for. And if you think this is fun, this is just the beginning. This segment is sponsored by Bingo Blitz. It's the #1 free-to-play bingo game in the world, and it's giving you a chance to win a new iPhone when you download the app.
All right, so that sounds fun, but I'm actually told that games like this can have some benefits, can be good for you.
They really can be. While you're having fun, you're also doing your brain a favor. Studies suggest that dynamic games like Bingo Blitz can help improve focus, memory, and hand-eye coordination, making it the perfect daily mental workout or
I'm just looking at it. Right. I love that we're in the middle of the game.
That's
so
right.
You had some fun playing.
Having fun is putting it mildly. Yeah, I had the chance to try it. I played the New York level of the game, naturally. I earned a power-up. It was so much fun. And I had a winning round. Such a thrill. A special thanks, of course, to our sponsor, Bingo Blitz. And for everyone ready to take it to the next level at home, viewers can download the game now for a chance to win a new iPhone. We shot that on the 9th floor, and people were like looking because I was like,
because you hear the music and you're. I actually am looking for something to play on the plane, so thank you, Will. I love that. Coming up, Move Over, Hannah Montana and the Cheetah Girls, the stars of the new show Electric Bloom, are banding together to win over the world one song at a time. They're here live. I-22.
Welcome back to GMA, everybody. The new hit comedy series Electric Bloom, it tells the story of a fictional super famous pop group. And we're getting the band back together this morning. Stars Ruby Marino, Lumi Pollock, and Carmen Sanchez are here with us this morning. Give it up. Give it up. Thank you for joining us.
For having us.
And I know, out in LA, driving down the street, big billboard, your faces are on it. Carmen, when you saw that, what was your thought? How were you feeling when you saw that?
It was crazy because Lumi has sent it to us on the group chat first, but I wanted to see it with my real eyes. I mean, growing up with Disney Channel, like with all the shows and stuff like that, and like also seeing like the billboards and the ads and stuff like that, like knowing that we're part of that now and that there's like little girls that are watching us and that are gonna grow up with us, it's so surreal. But just like the fact that we're like in a billboard in LA is insane. It's crazy. But I mean, it's so cool that like we get to do this together and that there's little kids, like looking up to us and that we're going to be their childhood, basically. It's super cool.
Yeah, because this show, it follows in the footsteps of Hannah Montana, the Cheetah Girls. So for you, Ruby, did you grow up watching those shows, or did you ever think that you would be like one of them?
I grew up watching Disney Channel a lot as a kid. I watched like even Austin and Ally and Lemonade Mouth, all the shows with like the pop star groups. I love those. And I think that we work so well because we are just friends on and off screen. So I think that really sells it on the show.
All right, we're gonna take a look at a clip, and in this clip, you're trying to determine what the name of your band's gonna be. Let's check it out.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I like something with bloom. How about the blooming blooms that bloom? Not too short. Well, what if we use the word bloom, but put something before it that describes us or our sound? Yeah, like rockin' bloom, powerful bloom. I don't know. I just know that when we play, it feels electric. Electric bloom! We are Electric Bloom!
There you go. I love watching you three watch yourselves. Oh, that's awesome. So, but Lumi, how hard is it for you to scream and sync like that?
Well, I think that we work together for so long and we know each other so well that we are like mentally interlinked. So on and off screen, we're always saying things at the same time, always like saying the same meme at the same time or singing the same song. So I think that it was pretty easy for us to like say it all together. Pretty natural.
And then you had living legend Diane Warren. Like, she's written so many hits on Aerosmith. I don't want to miss a thing. Cher's, if one of Robin's favorite. If I can turn back time, as Robin likes to say it. Okay. So she wrote a lot of songs for Electric Blue. So Carmen, what was it like working with Diane Warren?
You know, it's crazy because I mean she's a living legend. I mean she's written so many songs. She's like the entire music industry. But I mean, like, obviously, you know, coming into work and like knowing that Diane is there, you're like, oh my gosh, like the first time we met her, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so scared, like I'm so nervous. She's like the sweetest, most funniest person ever, okay? Cue the music. No, but I mean, she's truly amazing. She's super fun to work with. She's basically like our bestie. She's like Electric Bloom #1 fan, so she's amazing. She's very fun to work with.
And the songs are very catchy. You hear a little snippet, you're grooving like I am right now the rest of the day. That's how you do it. And you even dancing to it. So, Ruby, do you have a favorite lyric?
I think my favorite lyric from a song is also one that Diane wrote. In the first episode, there's a song called "My Beat My Drum," and I think there's a really like powerful line that I say. It's "I'm not made for fitting in," and I think that's just, I think that just embodies what the show's about. It's like you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be exactly who you think you want to be, but like there's other people out there for you that are just waiting to, you know.
Yeah.
That's Tulip.
You have people that support you and like be your true self. Yeah.
I love that. Do you three have it hit you that you really are like a role model for this generation?
I think so. I mean, like, it's crazy because I feel that Posey, Jade, and Tulip are all people that little girls can look up to, even like not little girls, teenagers, adults. They all have like really great morals as well as being like relatable, and you can see yourself in every character, and I think that's a really great mix that they have.
Another thing I love, I see some parents and the grandmother over there. And how is it, watching your family's reaction to this?
It's crazy, especially I'm Hispanic, so my Latinos in my community, it's so cool, like the fact that, as Lumi was saying, like growing up, like and stuff like that, like just growing up and like watching Disney Channel was always looking for like representation on the screen, and the fact that like I get to do that for like young Latinas and like the Latino community is super cool, and just like us in general, like us three, like I know so many people look up to us, which is so cool. Yeah.
And I feel like growing so close, our families have become like each other's families, and getting to like get to know not just them, but their families and the people that support them. It's just really amazing. And
they're literally my sisters.
Yeah.
And then the guy who plays Lucas on the show, Nate Bisher, he's literally my brother.
Yes.
Well, you know what? This has been enjoyable. Love having you three here. Congratulations on everything. Looking forward to having you back soon.
Thank you so much.
All right, and good to see the parents here and grandma. Yeah, great to see you all over there. And Electric Bloom is available now on Disney Channel. Premieres on Disney Plus on September the 17th. The original soundtrack is available on Friday. Make sure you check it out.
We were checking in on our September resets, how we're doing.
I might get there today. We'll see.
Oh!